Have you ever wondered why living in the present moment is so important? A question that echoes in the minds of many, yet remains unanswered for some. This is where Eckhart Tolle's spiritual guidebook, The Power of Now, provides an illuminating perspective. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a serene lake. The water is still, reflecting the world around it with clarity. This is the present moment, pure, unchanging, and real. It's the only reality we truly have. Yet we often cloud this clear lake with ripples of past regrets and future anxieties, disrupting its tranquility. These ripples are mere illusions, distortions of the beautiful reality of the present moment. Tolle suggests that our minds are like this lake. When we allow past regrets and future anxieties to ripple through our consciousness, we obscure the clarity of the present moment. We're caught in an illusion that prevents us from experiencing peace and fulfillment. Think about it, the past with its regrets and sorrows is but a memory trace. It exists only in our minds, not in the reality of the present moment. Similarly, the future with its worries and uncertainties is merely an anticipated moment, a mental projection. It too exists only in our thoughts, not in the reality of the present. The key then is to quiet these ripples, to still the waters of our minds. By doing so, we can experience the present moment in all its richness and depth. We can engage with life as it unfolds, moment by moment, free from the constraints of past regrets and future anxieties. In essence, living in the present moment is about embracing the reality of life as it is, not as we imagine it to be. It's about experiencing the world through the lens of presence, not through the distorted mirrors of past and future. The present moment, as Tolle emphasizes, is the essence of life itself. It's where peace and fulfillment reside. By fully embracing the present, we can dissolve the illusions that prevent us from living fully and freely. We can discover the true power of now. What if the source of all your suffering is your own ego? Imagine a constant narration in your head, a voice that incessantly judges, compares, and criticizes. This voice is what Eckhart Tolle refers to as the ego. It's a ceaseless chatter, a never-ending commentary that often disconnects us from the true essence of our being. The ego thrives on comparison and judgment, creating a false sense of self that is rooted in past regrets and future anxieties. But what if we were to disidentify from this ego? What if we were to step back, observe this voice without judgment, and realize that we are not this voice? By doing so, we create a shift in perspective, a shift that allows us to experience a deeper sense of self. This deeper self is not the ego, it's not the voice in your head, it's a timeless presence that exists in the now. Your true essence lies beyond the chatter of the ego. Ever wished for a moment of silence in your mind? Imagine a tranquil sea of stillness, free from the incessant chatter of thoughts. This is where the art of quieting the mind comes into play. Techniques such as mindfulness and meditation are powerful tools in this endeavor. Mindfulness invites us to become fully engaged in the present moment, observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment. Meditation, on the other hand, encourages us to find a focal point, be it our breath or a mantra, and gently return to it each time our minds wander. These practices are not about silencing thoughts completely, but rather about creating space for moments of silence and stillness amidst the noise. And it is in these moments that we can cultivate a state of presence and awareness. This presence is not a destination, but a journey, an ever-deepening relationship with the now. In the silence of the mind, you discover the power of presence. What if accepting the present moment, no matter what it brings, is the key to peace? Imagine a world where we are not constantly at war with reality, where we don't resist the flow of life, but rather ride along with it. This is the essence of acceptance. Eckhart Tolle, in his transformative guidebook, The Power of Now, emphasizes the importance of accepting the present moment regardless of its content. He argues that our resistance to what is happening right now is what creates emotional pain and suffering. When we resist the present, we are essentially saying that we would rather be in a different moment, a different place, a different life. But the truth is, the only moment we have is now. The only place we can be is here. When we learn to accept the present moment, we make peace with life, we make peace with ourselves. We let go of the struggle and open ourselves to the inherent peace and tranquility of the now. True peace lies in accepting the present moment as it is. Imagine the power you hold when you are fully engaged in the present moment. It is in this state of presence that we find ourselves most capable of effectively responding to life's challenges. When we are present, we are not held captive by the past, nor are we anxiously anticipating the future. We are here in the now, fully engaged and fully alive. This power of presence isn't just about being physically present. It's about a deep, mindful engagement with the world around us. It's about breaking free from the negative thought patterns and reactions that can so often dictate our actions and our feelings. When we cultivate this presence, we find ourselves more capable of making thoughtful, considered decisions. We find ourselves less reactive, less prone to knee-jerk responses. We find ourselves more able to handle stress, more resilient in the face of adversity. And that is the power of now. The power of now is the power of presence. What if we are on the brink of a collective shift in consciousness? A profound question indeed, and one that Eckhart Tolle explores in his enlightening guidebook, The Power of Now. Imagine, if you will, a world where we are all awakened to a deeper understanding of our true nature, where we no longer define ourselves by our past regrets or future anxieties, but by the richness of the present moment. This is the essence of the collective shift in consciousness that Tolle speaks of. How does this awakening occur, you might ask? It begins with the recognition of our egoic mind, that incessant chatterbox in our heads that keeps us tethered to our past and future. It's the voice that judges, compares, and creates a sense of self that is often disconnected from our true essence. The first step towards this new consciousness is to disidentify from this egoic mind, to recognize it as a construct and not who we truly are. But what comes after this disidentification, what lies beyond the ego? This is where the magic happens. Once we step away from the confines of our ego, we begin to experience a deeper sense of self. A self that is not bound by time, not defined by external circumstances, but solely rooted in the present moment. This is the true essence of our being, an essence that is pure, peaceful, and infinitely powerful. This shift in consciousness is not just a personal journey, but a collective one. As more and more individuals awaken to their true nature, we begin to see a ripple effect. A world where people are not ruled by their egos, but by their presence. A world where conflicts are resolved not with aggression, but with understanding and compassion. A world that is more harmonious and enlightened. This might seem like a lofty ideal, but remember, every monumental change begins with a single step. And that step is to embrace the present moment, to live in the now. A new consciousness awaits us, one that transcends the egoic mind and embraces the present moment. What if joy and peace are not future goals but present realities? This question invites us to consider a profound shift in perspective. Let's delve into the joy and peace of now. In our pursuit of happiness, we often project it into the future. We say, "I'll be happy when I get that promotion, when I find love, when I retire." But what if we're looking in the wrong place? What if the joy and peace we seek are not somewhere out there in the elusive future, but right here, right now, in this very moment? Eckhart Tolle, in his transformative guide, The Power of Now, suggests that true happiness is not dependent on future goals, but is accessible in the present moment. The past is just a memory, the future is a projection, and the present is the only reality we have. By fully embracing the present moment, we can experience a profound sense of joy and peace that is independent of external circumstances. This doesn't mean we should abandon our dreams or stop planning for the future. It simply means we should not postpone our happiness for some imagined future date. Instead, we should cultivate a deep appreciation for the here and now, for this moment is all we truly have. But how do we do this? How do we find joy in the present moment? It begins with presence, with fully engaging in the here and now, whether we're eating a meal, talking to a friend, or walking in nature. It involves quieting the incessant chatter of the mind, disidentifying from the ego, accepting what is, and awakening to a new consciousness. It involves being truly alive in the present moment. By embracing the now, we can experience joy in the simplest things: the warmth of the sun on our skin, the sound of birds chirping, the smile of a loved one. It's in these moments, when we are fully present, that we can tap into a deep reservoir of joy and peace that is always within us, always accessible and completely independent of external circumstances. The joy and peace you seek are here in the power of now.